And we're back. It's been a while. So we have moved all the way up to the top of the field again. We're back at part 1. It's December 13th. And so we've moved back to the top. So today is our 5th day on this section, and then tomorrow's the last day. So we're getting 6 days. I've got them up here, and then the next day we'll move to another strip. So winter grazing is a little bit different than the initial grazing that we're doing over summer. We're basically, I'm just trying to use their manure to kind of fertilize the areas that they're in. So they're pretty much going to be allowed to stay out because the grass is dormant. There's like really nothing, but I want them pooping and peeing up here instead of in the dry lot. So I don't know what they're looking at. They're looking at something. Oh, I guess they figured it out and they're like, oh, not a big deal. Anywho, oh, I missed a spot. So, but I've been throwing flakes of hay, so each of them gets 2 flakes per horse. So, and that's during lunchtime. So I'll come out here about 11 o'clock and then throw out a flake in one spot, then another flake in another spot, and so on and so forth for each horse. So that it's not all in the same place. And so they go and they spread the flakes around themselves, which is fine for me because it gets all of the hay spread out, it gets whatever seeds that was in that hay spread out and such. So I can just walk you guys down there, or walk myself down there really, because I think I'm probably like the only one that's watching these videos, but for reference. But yeah, you can see I've spread out the manure as litter on the ground and whatnot. I don't know, it looks like dirt, but honestly it's really not. It's a cover on their bare dirt areas. I know, Tobes, right? I just talk too much. But yeah, you see this is dried out manure and whatnot, so it's providing ground cover and such. So we're just walking down here and I'll show you guys, oh, there's a flower. But I'll show you guys what it looks like down here. So here, actually, this is the spot that they were eating at that was a flake, and they have spread it all over the place. So that's one area. There's a couple sprigs from the hay and whatnot. And this is little blue sim, so they're good with that. They like it. Hey, Tobes. I need to get this down here. So, and I just spread this today. So, and I think I'm gonna put one more down here, but I don't want to get too close because of the pine needles that are down here. It makes it a little bit harder to spread. But like, I've been throwing hay down here, and as you can see, it's the hay and the pine needles. Mulch basically provides ground cover and whatnot. And so I just like spread it a little bit more with the rake and whatnot. And they don't really care for the pine needles, so they just eat what they want and then leave the whatever else. And a lot of people will be like, oh, they're wasting hay and whatnot, but I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, everybody manages their horses different, so I'm just like, I don't really want to argue with people, but luckily I haven't, so I'm game with that. So, but yeah, that's where we are. So we'll be moving down the field like we do normally. 6-day rotation cycle. They'll be out full time, and whatnot. They'll pick it whatever they want. They get flakes. They get 4 flakes on lunch. They get a flake in the morning with their breakfast, so they eat that. And then at night, then I put them in the dry lot at night, so they still will get put up at night, but it's not nearly, I think they enjoy it a lot better because they can get out of that dry lot and whatnot. I'm just like sitting here watching him graze. He's such a good boy. Look at him. He's like, I want to get the good stuff. Maybe. He's like, I'm finding stuff to eat, Mom. Still pretty good. He's so cute. And she's doing it too. So, and I actually increased her Timothy pellets that I give her. So instead of getting a half, I bumped her up to 3/4, which you can see she is a little ribby, but she is losing a lot of the unhealthy fat too. So let me actually look at her. I'm really impressed with her though, from where she was. So you can see she's a little bit ribby, but like looking at her from this angle or whatever, and if you go up to her, she's fine. She's still chunky and whatnot. She ain't like, her body fat wise, she's just fine. And with her being, you know, she's on a ration. I changed her ration balancer, so they are both on Triple Crown Gold now, and both of them get a half, but Joe gets 3/4 Timothy with that, and then Tobes gets a half still. And I have to watch him because he gets fat really easily, so I don't want to give him like too much, because I don't want him to end up like he was before he lost all the weight. Girl, you are messy. Look at all this. She's got all that freaking hay on her. What a goober. What a goof. Y'all are so funny. So, but they're up here hanging out and whatnot. I'm hoping that by doing this, we'll have the benefits in spring, because they'll be on this and whatnot for 6 days. And then I think by the time we come back here, so we get 60-day rotation cycle. So I'm thinking maybe February by the time we get back up here, which works out perfectly, because I'm hoping with Alabama weather, we're not like, our winters are not like crazy cold. I think last year we had like 1 or 2 days that was in the teens, or maybe under 10 degrees and whatnot, and it wasn't even that bad. But anyway. Other thing, so they're going to be getting a shelter. So I got a guy that's going to come out in mid-January, end of January, and he's going to come and build a 10 by 20 by 8 wood shelter. And it's going to essentially go on this side of the gate down there, and the back of it will be facing us, or where I am now. And so this guy will be going away. So I'm probably going to just sell that one and then just use that shelter. And the bottom will be gravel. And I would be a little bit more comfortable, especially in like March, April time frame. We always get tornado weather that comes through, or like just wacko weather. That's like the time of season that is just kind of like, oh, you gotta get a little bit concerned about stuff. But yeah, so he'll be coming in there. And then, as you can see, all of these, where's my finger? There, the whole line of trees, or cedar trees, got knocked out, which I'm excited about. So the guy that owns this land back here has also bought the 40 acres over here, and so he has completely ripped out all the tree line that was that way, and then I think the front of the road and whatnot too, at the front of the property. And then he came down on both sides of the property lines for the sides of it, and has cleaned out all of the brush and everything. So like that pile, I don't know if you can see it, but it is massive. Like, it is almost as tall as a 10-story building out there. Like, it's insane. And then he's got like one over there, and I know he's got one on this side, which was like this line of trees up here, and these guys too. And then he's got like 2 others that are at the top. And I don't know when he's gonna burn it, but we'll see. It'll be interesting because that burn pile is gonna be massive. So, but the guy, for the guy that's gonna come do the run-in shed for over here, I asked him to quote me on getting the dry lot done, because I want to gravel that and then put a sand pit in the middle, and then that cesspool that's back here, there's a large hole. I think it's like an 80 foot by 80 foot, so it's almost the size of their dry lot, that has been dug out for water capture, which when I bought this property, or well, excuse me, when my husband and I bought the property, they told us that it was dug to feed the deer, or to water the deer, and it has a well back here. It's not hooked up to anything, but it could be. So we're thinking that when the barn gets built at some point, that we could like tap into that, as long as the water is good, and use that to water them back here, because I've already got a hookup for power when my husband had underground power dug for his shop. So already got those lines ready to go. So yeah, I'm hoping that when that happens, then we'll be good to go. So, but let me walk you down here. Actually, the dry lot actually hasn't been that bad, but like it just gets so damn slick and such, and because we're on clay, and clay gets really slick when it gets wet. So I've almost fell a couple times and whatnot. So I think I actually figured out a good way to walk on it, which is basically walk like the horses, walk on your tippy toes. And then your heel doesn't come out from under you. So, but I mean, you know, they basically made it into a dry lot and whatever. So they still poop there, maybe pee there. That spot right there is the biggest spot they poop and pee at. And so you can see like the coloration, and over there it actually does have a bit of a scent to it, which is not good. I've been reading some stuff about some people putting some lime down on areas like that, and I'm like tempted to do it, but I'm also like, well, I don't really want to waste any money on something that is essentially going to get dug out, like hopefully soon. And I just, yeah, I'm just like one of those people that if it's going to get changed at any point, which is like within the next year or so, I really don't want to spend money on it. But yeah, so this is the area that I was talking about. So like, this is where pee, poop, all that happens a lot. So, but you can see, so I'm gonna walk over here. So this is a poop spot that I cleaned up and such. I mean, you can see I use the rake to just get it all in a pile, especially in the mornings. And then when nighttime comes, which is scheduled now, then I clean it. Then I scoop it up with the shovel, wheelbarrow, and then all the way up there where they are at and such, and just spread it out that way. But as you can see, like the grass really benefits from them pooping and peeing over here, because it all gets washed into it. And this spot gets more nutrients from the urine than any other spot, which is not bad. So I'm actually surprised those flowers are coming up at this point in time. Interesting. Okay. So we've got a bunch of onions growing. So there's like several along there. There's several on that side. Most of this like debris and whatever, that's all from the cedar chips that I put in their shelter. And as you can see, they have crunched it down, ground it down, and it is gone. Now it's gotten washed away, it's gone. So, whatever. It's all good. But so they've done that. The thing I do, especially because I think it starts here, it goes all the way across here and about to this second post from the gate and all the way across. So this area gets really mucky and wet, and when it's not like this, like right like now, when it's somewhat dry, so I've got their bungee hooks, one there and one there, and that's where I hook their hay bags at night. But when it gets wet and mucky, then I move them up here because this is higher ground and this tends to stay drier better. So they'll come here. There's one, I usually put one like right here, and the other one, I put them there. So both of them, they don't mess with each other. Now they still mess with each other, but they don't mess with each other as bad. But each of them gets a hay bag, 2 flakes at night, and such, and they're good from there. And which is perfect. So, but I mean, you can see like where they've been walking and everything. So the track that they usually do, I always laugh at them because I'm like, I know where you've been walking. It's funny. But then this is the other poop spot that they normally go to. Now I think I finally have figured out how I'm gonna do the back here now. So all of this back here, sorry. So basically I think what I'm gonna do, this gate here is gonna be pasture for them to eat, and I'm gonna do rotational grazing like they do now. I think I can get like 16 little strips. If I do like the same cycle, I could do 16, and I think they'll get like 90 to 112 days of rest. So I'm hoping that the grass is going to be like pretty darn tall until before we get back to that spot for the 2 of them, which will be perfect because wintertime grazing, they'll be good. So they can probably eat it down to, if it gets that tall, I don't know, that's like 3 foot high, I guess, because I'm 5'9", and maybe a little bit less than half of me, that will be, yeah, about 3. Let them eat it down to like 2 foot tall or whatever, however the fast they eat it, and then go from there and then move them around and such. So that'll be that section. So from this post straight over, angle, angle, straight over, angle, angle, straight over. This area will be a loafing area, and it'll be like cut across. So I think essentially it'll be like an 80 by 80 box and whatnot, but it'll be cut across and whatnot, and then straight down all the way, angle, and then straight back to this gate here. So that will be perfect because it's going to be a track system for them, so I can close this gate and then they can just walk the track at night and whatnot, and so that way they can eat whatever's here. And I'm actually considering the fact that all of this, you know, this will essentially turn out to be like this at some point. However, I don't think it's probably going to take them because I think this was all grass and it took them, oh goodness, 2 to 3 months, I think, to turn this, well, all of this was grass into this. So mud management wise, I can keep it essentially good and whatnot, which I think will be good for them. But essentially that is the goal, that is the plan. But that prioritization of projects, it may take a bit to actually come to fruition. So, but if I can get that hole filled in, all that crap cleaned up, get this as gravel with sand pit, and I think from that post where the gate is, so that's a 12-foot gate, and that post essentially makes it 20, and I think to that post will be 30. So the edge here and then forward to where it meets the other side of 20 feet. So essentially, like, this will all be bare ground, and then like from this to 20 feet in, sand pit, and then 20 feet, and then 20 feet, and that'll all be what they do. So I'm excited. Oh, trash. But yeah, I'm excited because I think they'll really enjoy it, and I want them to really have a place that they can go and lay down and frolic and such. And I've actually been getting really interested in them having like a scratch post too, because I saw some stuff on Pinterest where people have built scratch posts with either broom heads or sweet sweepers or street sweepers or some other stuff. So we'll see. But that's pretty much it. That's as much excitement as has gone on for now. So, but let me get out of here and go get these guys some water and go get them dinner, and I think we'll be good to go. So that's my update for December, wintertime. Not sure when I'll be able to put out another video, but we'll see. I know this one's been a minute. So anyways, well, have a great day. It's future Tori. You're doing awesome. Love you, girl. Bye.